Testing 1 2 1 2. Looks like I've got audio. All is good. Audio, video. Hello, YouTube. This is Jerry D from Tennessee. Just thought I'd come out with a Blue Spear update. So, Blue Spear has not been trading in the U.S. because I guess ever since a halt back in the day. And there's been some new developments. I'm a member of a Blue Spear Lotus group, which is just a group of investors that have a position in the stock. And the group was formed to keep everybody informed on what's going on with the stock and trying to get the stock to the point to where it starts trading again. So it's been a long road. There's been a lot of conversations. I want to put the link for the group, the stockholders group. It's on Facebook there in case you want to join. If you have Blue Spear stock here in the U.S. and you're upset, you can't trade, you can't buy, you can't sell. The stock is trading outside the U.S. Then I invite you, I encourage you to join the Blue Spear group. And actually, I'll probably put the Reddit group. There's a Reddit group as well. It's the same people. They may not post everything all in one spot. There might be some. The guy running both groups is pretty good about keeping both spots consistent. But, you know, sometimes things happen, life gets busy, and you might miss something. So I'd suggest you join both groups, the Reddit group and the Blue Spear group. That being said, there's going to be posts other than the guy that manages the group. There's going to be people that's members of the group that might post something in the Reddit group that might not post in the Facebook group. So I would invite you to join both groups. So if you're invested in the stock, if you have a holdings in the stock. But anyway, that was an SEC investigation. So let me get into this thing. So apparently there's this group, Crown Bridge held a note. For Blue Spear, and this is let me just get into this. I'll just read this article. It's a short read. So, August 2nd, 2022, the Securities and Exchange Commission today announced settled charges against a convertible note dealer, Crown Bridge Partners LLC, and its managing members, Shoal and Sepaz Adut of Great Neck, New York. I probably totally just destroyed the pronunciation of those names. No disrespect intended. For failing to register with the SEC as security dealers. As part of the settlement, the Crown Bridge agreed to pay more than $9 million in monetary relief to surrender and cancel securities of 82 different issuers they allegedly obtained from their unregistered dealer activity. 82 different issuers. The SEC's complaint filed in the Federal District Court in Manhattan alleges that between January 2016 and December 2020, Crown Bridge purchased about 250 convertible notes from 150 microcap issuers and converted the notes into 35 billion newly issued shares of stock at a large discount from the market price. It then allegedly sold the newly issued shares into the market at a significant profit. As alleged, neither Crown Bridge nor Adhoots Sorry about that. I probably pronounced it wrong. Were registered as dealers with the SEC or associated with a registered dealer as their activities require them to do. When Crown Bridge and the Adhoots allegedly failed to register with the SEC, they skirted important regulatory safeguards that support the integrity of our markets by, among other things, subjecting securities dealers to inspections and oversight, said Mark Cave, Associate Director of the Division of Enforcement. Today's action secures comprehensive relief against the defendants, including the surrender of or cancellation of securities of dozens of different issuers, or reflects our ongoing commitment to enforcing the registration provisions of the federal security laws. Without admitting or denying the allegations, Crown Bridge and the Adhoots agreed to be permanently adjoined from further violations of the registration provisions of Securities Exchange Act of 1934 to pay disgorgement and prejudgment interest of $8,390,601.27 and a civil penalty of $810,307 to a 5-year penny stock bar. Crown Bridge also agreed to surrender all conversion rights in its currently held convertible notes, surrender all unexercised warrants that it acquired in connection with convertible notes, and cancel any shares it holds that were acquired by converting the notes or exercising related warrants. The settlement is subject to court approval. Finally, Crown Bridge and the Adhoots consented to the entry of a commission order imposing a 5-year collateral bar to be obtained in the follow-on administrative proceeding. The SEC's investigation was conducted by Elliot Weingarten, assisted by Suzanne Ramages and Robert Nesbitt, and supervised by Claude Reyna. Carolyn Welshans, okay, and Mr. K. No disrespect intended. I'm terrible at pronunciations. I'm just an East Tennessee hillbilly talking about stocks. So anyway, no disrespect to any of these individuals, either side of the situation. So, from my understanding, these notes, there was a note that Blue Spear had with Crown Bridge. Excuse me. So, and that's affecting some of its operations behind the scenes. And from what I understand, Crown Bridge partners created the notes with these penny stock companies. Is pretty much what they were with the expectation that these companies will never be able to pay the note off, and they would have to file Chapter 7. And who knows what they had planned down the road from there as far as these stock tickers were concerned. I'm not really sure. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know all the legalities behind this whole situation. But I know it was a serious situation. Blue Spear is one of the 82 companies that got tied up with this mess. And the SEC investigated it. There was a complaint made. The SEC investigated it. There's going to be a judgment. I guess there's a partial judgment according to this with the fines that Crown Bridge has agreed to pay. I guess they've agreed to keep from getting more serious charges against them. They probably, to get a lesser charge, they probably agreed, had to sit down, come to Jesus meeting, and just kind of agreed to do this. You know, if you guys forget about this, we'll go ahead and pay these. We'll pay us interest if if you'd agree to just, let us go go our own way. I don't know. They might end up jail time. I don't know. I have no idea what the legalities of this is. I mean, how serious this is, how it's going to affect Crownbridge Partners LLC down the road. But right here, I'm gonna have the link. This is one of the exhibits for the deal. So dated January 3rd, 2018, and right here in bold black friendly letters is Crownbridge Partners LLC. And if you see here in the bold, for value received, Blue Spear Corporation. So right here, and the principal sum was $339,000 on the note. So I'm going to put the link if anybody's interested in reading it, because it's kind of gets a little lengthy. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't understand all the legalities behind all of this. I don't know. All I know is they were working out a loan between the securities that they were hoping the securities would never be able to pay back. And then I guess maybe they took over. They would take over the company. I have no idea what their plan, what the big picture was behind the scenes. So this is from what I understand, this is one of the things that's in the works to get Blue Spear trading again on the U.S. markets to remove the halt. So if I go out here. So that's what they call a toxic lender. A toxic lender. So this was a toxic note. So right here, this is in the Blue Spear Lotus group that I mentioned that I invite you to join. So Raymond Karelitz, I know I'm missing his pronunciation, his name, and I apologize. No disrespect intended. $309,000 toxic note from Crownbridge Partners. That's where I got the link. Like I said, you join this group and the Reddit group, you'll be all in the know on what's going on with Blue Spear. And if you're in the stock, if you're investing in the stock and you're stuck in the stock, I invite you to be in the stock, to the stock groups, to keep up with what's going on, because we're trying to get this trading again. So we define the financing as toxic because most of these issuers have no ability or means of paying back the notes. The lender knows this before providing the funding, making these notes predatory in nature. So this is a predatory note. The notes come with interest rates that are often increased through multiple instances of default that represent abusive lending practices, and in some cases, violation of usury laws. The notes often include fees disguised as service fees through no services, although no services are provided. For instance, the lender gets a $100,000 note, but only provides $75,000 in actual funding. The notes often contain clauses that dictate how the issuer must conduct their business, which result in further penalties if not followed, arguably making the lender an insider. The notes often include default penalties if not repaid before the default date, even though the issuer and the lender both know the issuer has no real means of paying back the loan in cash. The notes all contain toxic dilutive terms for conversion of the note into discounted free trading stock, often 50% to 60% or more below the lowest trading or bid price over the last 10 to 30 days. In the end, a company borrowing $75,000 can result in a balance owed to the lender many times higher than the original note, $150,000 to $400,000 or more, because of the interest and fees, which, after being converted at huge discounts to the market price, ends up resulting in losses of $400,000 to $900,000 or more to retail shareholders. So Raymond got this from iHub. This is what makes toxic lenders so predatory and such a threat to a business's very existence. Toxic lenders can single-handedly bankrupt a business, and then they will pick the bones clean. The SEC actions may have saved Blue Spear, and Shlomi may well know that this will allow him to open U.S. operations without some unscrupulous toxic lender lawyers just waiting for them to return. This could be a game changer. Okay, so they're hoping that's the reason why the company's not moved to remove the halt, the file and everything, because they had this company had this over their heads. And they were trying to figure out how to get out of this situation. This is a bad situation for the company. So, let's see. I wanted to read some more. All right, so let's go here. So the general assumption made is that a company takes out such a toxic loan with the understanding that they probably will never pay back the amount, and that the company will eventually go Chapter 7. Because I think Shalom just didn't read the fine print, or else he thought the government contracts would make him instantly rich. So they might have thought that they would have landed some instant contracts and been able to. What he means by this is the company was assuming that they was going to be able to pay it back. They would have the income revenue coming in, that they could pay this off fairly quickly, and that didn't happen. They didn't get the contracts in as fast as they thought they would. So that's what he means by else he thought the government contracts would make him instantly rich. They thought they would actually have money just flowing in. Thank goodness SEC stopped this contract from tearing Blue Spear apart. This also explains why everything has been done outside of the U.S., and with subsidiaries, he has basically been hiding from this contract, but now he doesn't have to hide anymore. Okay, upon the occurrence of an event specified below, the note shall become immediately due and payable, and the borrower shall pay to the holder in full satisfaction of its obligations hereunder in an amount equal to 150%. Wow. Multiplied by the then outstanding entire balance of the note, including principal and accrued and unpaid interest, plus default interest. Wow, they really sock it to you. That's like one of these cash places you go in and trade your paycheck. Default interest, if any, plus any amounts owed to the holder pursuant to sections 14G thereof, collectively in the aggregate of all the above, the default sum, and all the amounts payable hereunder shall immediately become due and payable, all without demand, presentment of notice of all which hereby are expressly waived, together with all costs, according without limitation, legal fees and expenses of collection, and the holder shall be entitled to exercise all other rights and remedies available at law and in equity. Delisting of common stock. The borrower shall fail to maintain the listing or quotation of the common stock on the OTCQB or equivalent placement exchange of NASDAQ Global Market, the NASDAQ Capital Market of the New York Stock Exchange. Failure to comply with the Exchange Act, the borrower shall fail to comply with the reporting requirements of the Exchange Act, including but not limited to becoming late or delinquent in its filings at any time while this note is outstanding, even if the borrower subsequently cures such delinquency, and the borrower shall cease to be subject to the reporting requirements of the Exchange Act. At any time while this note is outstanding, the lowest trading price on the OTCQB or other applicable principal trading market of the common stock is equal or less than 0001. So, I mean, and it goes on. So, hopefully, let's see, Tony Lawrence. So with the Crown Bridge and the adults violation found by the SEC, am I reading it right, that they fraudulently affected the price of the Blue Spear? One of 82 businesses. Yeah, there was 82 of these involved out of this company. I'm surprised that somebody's not going to jail over this. SEC, you know, it's funny. If I do something, they put me under the jail. But these guys get to buy their way out of trouble. There's something not right with this picture. It's sad that they can get away. I mean, they kind of sort of are getting away. They are going to be paying some money, but they're paying their way out of it's what they're doing. If it was me, I'd be thrown under the jail. They'd lock me up and throw away the key. All right, but anyway, let's keep reading. One of 82 businesses with this disbursements of $8 billion plus. Will this maybe lead to lift the caveat emptor? It's kind of two questions of, will the SEC take notice of to Blue Spear restrictions being affected by the fraud committed by Crown Bridge, and two, will Blue Spear see composition that encourages immediate changes to the market, do you think? So, who is that? So, did he view previous answers? This is exactly how I see it. Okay, so yes, Raymond Carrells believes that it's going to. This was cleared the path for Blue Spear to return to the U.S. without having toxic lending lawyers waiting for red meat to attack. I am checking with Lotus to see if there are any other toxic lenders attached to Blue Spear besides Crown Bridge and JMGE, both of which are charged with toxic lending, aka fraud. The toxic lending issue brings up two big points. One, they have been known to be the ruin of companies, forcing them into bankruptcy and then taking what's left. This is, of course, won't happen now. And two, the CE label is for companies that are non-operational, not companies that are victims of toxic lenders. I think this is the first step to restore Blue Spear to uplisting, and I think Shalom may see it this way. So the next step may indeed be Shalom's. In my opinion, this is a very big step forward for Blue Spear. So hopefully this is good news with the SEC charging these companies for these dirty loans. Hopefully we'll see Blue Spear trading again. I was really hopeful because, I mean, with the spike it had back before it got halted. I was hoping we was going to see dollar land with Blue Spear. I mean, it's a green energy company. They take animal waste and convert that into methane gas to convert it into energy. So I hope it pulls. I hope the stock takes off. I really do. I hope it'll begin trading before long, and that it will take off and things will go back to normal. So, but I wanted to come out with a video about this. Hopefully, I didn't. I've not offended anybody by showing the Lotus group. I sincerely encourage you, if you are a member, or excuse me, not a member, if you are a shareholder for Blue Spear, I strongly encourage you to join the Facebook Blue Lotus group. I'm going to put the link down in the description. I encourage you to join the Reddit group. And there's a lot of good information. People's been keeping up with what's going on with the company and all this stuff, this battle we're trying to get them to take the halt off the ticker so we could trade again. And hopefully things will get back to normal. Time will tell. Time will tell. But anyway, thanks for watching my video. Hopefully we'll see you in the next video. And again, keep everything that's important. Keep your roof over the head. Keep your lights on. Keep food on the table, and keep clothes on the children, because we don't want those children to freeze to death. Though they probably aren't right now since we're in the middle of summer. But anyway, thank you for watching my video. Hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye. Bella's got to be right up under me, don't you, Bella? Oh my word. Cloudy day, looks like it may rain. Clouds out over the valley. East Tennessee Valley. And Bella, she's just happy to be around.